Hey everyone, and welcome to a pretty exciting video, the first of many in a kind of series. Yes, another playlist, but this is all going to be definitely related to the same subject. So as you can see in the title, new project on its way, because I got a firearm that I had been hunting for years, but it's either too expensive or just they're very hard to get. And there's a reason for that. And so what I ended up getting at an auction a few weeks ago is a Carcano Model 9138 short rifle. Now, for those of you that know the info or in the know, you'll already be like, oh, I know exactly what you're doing. So this is the rifle, not the exact rifle, the model of rifle that apparently Lee Harvey Oswald used to assassinate John F. Kennedy. Again, I've told people this a million times in my videos. I don't give a shit about the conspiracy theories. I don't know what happened. Really, nobody except who was there does. So I'm not doing that, to like answer conspiracies and prove one way or the other. There's so many questions. Yes, all I know is that John Kennedy died that day, and that really shook the nation quite a bit, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Now let's get past that caveat. This is strictly going to be a project, which I'm going to be talking about in a second, to answer a very specific question as part of that entire kind of topic. And that is, were those shots even possible? And could Lee Harvey Oswald, with his shooting abilities, have made them? Or anybody else with reasonable marksmanship skills? So my personal hypothesis is yes. And I know people have done it, and people have tried and failed. Again, the famous, Jesse Ventura. I couldn't make those shots, and I qualified expert marksman when I was governor of Minnesota. It's like, yeah, you qualified on an M16 at Camp Ripley, and it's a totally different platform. You didn't know how to work a bolt-action rifle, and you looked awfully, awkward doing it. Either that, or you purposely sabotage it to prove your point one way or the other. I don't know. Jesse, if you ever get around to watching this, which I highly doubt, you are more than welcome when we actually do this experiment to show up again. I will give you a lesson person on how to handle a bolt-action rifle quickly and efficiently, and then we'll see if you can actually make the shots, because I don't disbelieve that you're a good marksman. I just don't think you were good with a bolt-action rifle at that particular point in your show. Now, then that shitty pipe dream that he'll ever see that, because he doesn't, really do technology. I'm going to be, not restoring this, but kind of getting this into the configuration with that, I forget the exact name, with the scope mount, and then the scope, which is still can be purchased from the same place that supplied the companies that were refurbishing and kind of drilling and tapping these rifles for sporting purposes in the 60s, 50s and 60s. So I'm going to get the original style scope and the original style mount. I'm going to have a professional gunsmith, of course, drill and tap it the exact way it was. I'm going to get a bayonet lug and have that added back on here because for some reason it's missing. I'm actually going to redo the stock because somebody already sanded and polyed it, so it's not in original configuration. So what I'm going to do, because you can see it's been sanded right there, the serial number is not even, it's barely visible. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the poly off of that, and I'm going to redo it to be darker like the one that Oswald used, kind of more of a walnut shade, but it's actually very dark. So I'm going to do that, and we're just going to get it as close to the rifle that apparently was used as possible. Now, that being said, it's probably going to take about a year to get everything done that I need to get done to make this happen. Now, I have been talking with other gun tubers, such as Henry from 9 Hole Reviews, and he would love to participate in this. So tentatively, this is going to take a while, and we're both going to have to know people and ask some favors, call in some favors. I'm going to personally have to have the exact ammo type that was used, which I have the exact information, just not available right now. I'm going to have probably somebody make that for me so I know it's consistent and I know that, I didn't screw anything up, because that other person that I know is very, very professional. So I'm working with them right now to get the ball rolling on. Oh, there's going to be so many moving parts, literally moving parts on the range. The goal right now, again, this can all change in the next year or so. The goal is to do it on around as close as we can get it to the exact days that it happened in November 1963. And that way we want to also get it as close to Dallas-Fort Worth as possible to have the similar atmospheric conditions. Obviously, we can't make the shot in Dallas. That's not smart to begin with, and you just can't do it. We're going to go there and scout it out, obviously not armed, and take the tour and everything just to kind of see for ourselves if we've got our little range right. But I want to have a bunch of my colleagues and you know, if this all goes well, Henry's colleagues, if we can go down there and have as many people with different levels of marksmanship ability try to make these shots as possible. So I'm gonna have to have a bunch of ammo made, like several hundred rounds of 6.5 by 52. We'll give them people like a day or two to get familiar with the bolt action system, and so they're not just running into it blind like a lot of people just go, hey, here, I don't know how familiar you are with the bolt action rifle, but make those shots. It's like, well, that's not how it actually would have gone down. If everything went as said, Harley Harvazo was in the Marine Corps, and you have to at least be an okay marksman to qualify as marksman. Like, you have to be able to hit something at a distance and know basic fundamentals. The Marine Corps has always prided itself on excellent marksmanship. That's still true today. So even if he was the lowest of the low, at least he had to qualify in order to graduate boot camp. He would still have an average marksmanship ability that a lot of people possess. So that kind of being used, I mean, we'll get more technical and stuff like that. We're gonna have a bunch of people, and we're gonna see who can make these shots, who can't. We're gonna do a lot of statistics, recording, documentation, and try to get some actual data that's in one place about this entire subject, because it is such a popular and divisive subject. Now, I know I've been talking about this for years, but I finally got one. This isn't 6.5, by the way. I actually got 2 of these in a lot for a price that I definitely didn't think I was going to win them at, and the other one is in 7.35, but it's in really good shape, and of course it's finished, marked, so I'm going to probably end up keeping that one too. I'll make videos on that in the future, but getting 7.35 is going to be a fun adventure. I'm going to have to make it myself, most likely. Anyway, so this is going to be a really fun project, and it is going to cost a decent amount of money, but it's going to be spread out over time. The biggest thing is going to be getting the scope, the mount, getting that work done, getting the bayonet lug, and the ammo. And then phase 2 is going to be, okay, we have to have a mock of, you know, something at that distance on a track that's moving, whether it's somebody pulling it or not. It's not going to be somebody pulling it. Why the hell would we do that? Yeah, so anyway, we're going to have to come up with all the logistics of that, but it is going to require a lot of money. So if you want to help out with this project and see it along, you can help it out by just becoming a Patreon supporter or a YouTube channel member. $5 a month or more on either platform gets you into my Discord server, which is pretty cool. They knew about this acquisition a couple weeks ago. And yeah, if you want to help do that, that's fine. If you can't do it financially, if you can't help out with this project financially, just share this video out and let people know that we're going to be doing this. It's going to take a while. And the reason we're waiting a year is because we want it, again, to be on the same kind of day. So we've got time. But yeah, if you want to see this along, I will be posting exclusive kind of updates with this project in Discord and on Patreon at some point. So that's also incentive. Anyway, if you've got any questions about this or just want to comment and say it's cool, go ahead and throw it down in the comments. I'm very glad to be able to get one of these, and actually, you know, one that was messed with. If it was all in original condition like the finish capture one was, I probably wouldn't be, you know, snipering it up and like redoing the stock. But this has already been messed with by somebody before. But yeah, anyway, it'll be a very fun project. I'm very excited to do this. So are a bunch of other people. It's going to be a great time, and I can finally answer that question that I've had for years now. If you've been subscribed to me, is were those shots possible? And that is the only question that's going to be answered. Were those shots possible? Not did he do it? Did the CIA, were there 3 shots? Were there 2? The 2 shots that are official, were those 2 shots possible at that distance, at that in that time frame, and with the equipment used, and would the shooter have been able to possess the skills in order to make those shots? That's the question that's going to be answered. Hopefully, it'll be a really fun project. So welcome aboard, and hopefully I'll be posting updates here. It's going to be pretty spread out. There's a lot of things that take a while, so don't expect updates every day. Once in a while, I'll kind of check in and let you know if there's any developments. But yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully we'll see your comment down below, and let me know what you think. We'll see you on the next video.